pulling up in every city. Stop talking, we did it. Remember they ain't wanna listen. Now they gotta pay attention. Young is on a mission. We win it, we win it, we
All
win it.
right, we here.
We win it. We win it,
We back in the office. We back on the job. We back in effect. Yeah. The Will Smith Show, talking cool on IntellectualRadio.com. We the biggest, the baddest black-owned podcast station in the nation, in the world. How y'all doing today? Happy post, Merry Christmases and everything. Getting ready. This is Happy New Year's. Want to wish everybody Happy New Year's and everything. And just want to continue. We want to get right into the nitty gritty, man. I got some good stuff. Y'all know I get excited. So a guest was invited, and I want to make sure that we can hit everything that we need to hit on. On this show, we're going to continue our series on manhood. Are you all good with manhood? And we touched on some things last show. Feel free to look at it, to like it, to subscribe, to love it, pass it on to people. We got a lot of listeners. I had a lot of good feedback. I do read the comments, the wisdom that you all be kicking. I learned something from the comments as well. But with some funny comments, I saw we were talking about male-oriented talk shows, and I had a brother go all the way back to Ed Sullivan, Johnny Carson. All right, he started naming some icons from the past, and those were some good shows. Johnny Carson used to be my show actually, but the new shows. We then another brother, he talked about what's the boy name that woof woof woof. What was the woof 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 guy? Wanda, what was the woof 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 guy? Arsenio Hall. Yeah, that's my producer, Wanda B. She'd be keeping us tight. Arsenio Hall show about Arsenio being off the air for like 20 years. I mean, it's been a long time. He's been off the air since before Jordan retired. And so that was a long time ago. I judge everything by the Jordan era, when Jordan came to the league, when we won our first championship, when he first retired, when he came back, when he retired again. It's the Jordan era. Is how I document my timestamps on things. And so that was a long time ago too. And then I had another brother, a big O, he said the guy shows are late at night. And I think he was referring to the late night shows, but those variety shows, they meant for men, women, boys, and girls, whoever they can get to watch, they watch. And so just taking a look at what focuses on men being better men. And so again, I ain't saying I got the answers. I ain't saying that I had another brother say, hey, the Bible, the good book, the scriptures is what he said, tells you everything you need to know about manhood. So I appreciate all the comments that people, I appreciate you all taking the time just to watch the show, that even like it a little bit, even if you can't stand it, but you watch it. I appreciate that energy that you give and love in regards to some of the topics that we talk about. But without any further ado, manhood part 2. I had to call in some people because, like I said, I don't corner the market, and every guy has a different perspective on what maybe manhood is. So I put in the call. I called out to some people. I tried to get Derrick Rose from the ex-Chicago Bulls, but he wasn't available. And then I got on Jay-Z's, follow him on Facebook, and I tried to send him, but he didn't respond to me. Jay-Z didn't respond. Y'all think my name is Will Smith and I got connections, but I don't. And then I reached out. We talked about the Bears quarterback on the last show. So I reached out to Caleb on the Bears Fan Nation, and he was getting ready for the game tomorrow night. So he told me that he couldn't make it. And so I had to go to my sure things, my can't misses, to my ride or dies, to my road dog who was listening to the show. He said, man, you ought to have me on the show. I said, you serious? He said, yeah. And so I can introduce him. He's from the West Side. So I don't know. We've been knowing each other for a long time, when we was younger men, and now we older men. So I don't know what he wants. I don't want to say the wrong thing because there's statutes of limitations on some stuff. And so I'm gonna allow him to introduce himself. He took the time to come out today. So give a big round of applause. I ain't gonna even say his name because I don't know which name I don't want to use the wrong name. So I will let you introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, brother.
My name is James Fess Harmon from the West Side, the best side,
Yeah.
Chicago, born and raised. Do a lot in the community. Uh, uh, with one thing, with the Burke Foundations, and giving back to the young folks. That's what I do.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And what type of business you doing now, brother?
Right now, I'm in the business of doing deliveries. I own my own delivery business where I pick up loads and deliver them from all over the world, all over the United States. Pick up from the airport to all throughout the United States.
All right. So let me clarify some things because this is Chicago. We did say West Side. He said he in the delivery business, picking up loads, transferring them all across the United States. So y'all know I used to be a federale, so I want to make sure everybody understands this is legitimate business, right, brother?
Definitely legitimate. Definitely legitimate
All right,
business.
all right. So, all right. So look, y'all. We had a talk about manhood, and so you invited on the show, and I want to ask Fats. That's what we call him. That's what the West Side know him as. Fats, brother. What's when you think of manhood, like what's your description of it? Like how would you tell a young person or tell the world, because this is IntellectualRadio.com and it's all across the world. People listen to what we're talking about. What would you tell them about your definition of manhood, brother?
I would say manhood is less about age or physical strength, but more about maturity and character.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I like maturity and character. So let's ask this. What's the difference between your thoughts of when you were a man when you were 20, if you got any examples, 25, as opposed to the age you are now? Like, what did it change? Is the construct still the same of what manhood is? Was there some staples of it that still remain no matter what age you are? Like, what do the young brothers need to know when you're talking to the youth and to the people about this thing, this anomaly, this construct called manhood?
Being a man don't mean you're tough. People think about being a man, as a youth, well, not a youth, as 20-year-old, 25-year-old, I thought I'm a man. I'm gonna stand up. Hey, I'm a man. You can't treat me this way. I'm a man. That ain't the way to be. As a man, you should be responsible, have self control, have maturity, and definitely have respect. That's one thing. And a lot of people think about being a man. You can't say certain things to me, but a person say something to you and you take it the wrong way, now you put yourself in a situation where you can lose more than you gain from that situation.
Wow. Man, look at this. We didn't even, this is a natural show. But that takes me right into a hot topic, and I'm glad you brought that up. Somebody say something to me, and next thing you know, that's a hot topic. So, what that reminds me of, good people, is that in the NFL, y'all know, it's NFL season. This is the people getting ready, gearing up for the playoffs, either to make it or break it, to get in or get kicked out. And so you all saw the scene with the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver DK Metcalf and that whole scenario that unfolded on the sideline with that brother. You get a chance to see that, Fats?
I did check that out.
Man, so that kind of ties into what you were talking about with manhood. What was your take on it?
On that situation, what the name of the guy from the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah, DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf have more to lose than that fan. That fan got more to gain by DK Metcalf action.
But he said something about my mama.
Okay, words. Hey, sticks and stones. I'd say sticks and stones may break your bones, but words never hurt.
But he called me the N word.
But say, it won't be the first time. It won't be the last time.
Man, let me tell y'all something. This topic was so, I don't know why. You see certain things happening, and then you see the reviews, you see what people's comments are, and so many people, guys, were saying that, well, as a man, they preempted what they were going to say on how they justified it by saying, as a man, I got to do what I got to do, and I'll deal with whatever consequences come what may. So for those who may not be familiar with the situation, DK Metcalf is winning. Now, I'm gonna break it down to him right quick,
All
fast.
right, go break it down.
My in my dramatic type of style. This dude is winning. He is playing the sport that he dreamed about playing in the league that he dreamed about playing in, on one of the most storied franchises in NFL history, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And he not just somebody that's on a football team. He name brand. Like,
Yes.
if you talk to football, if you mention DK Metcalf, most people will know who he is. It's a lot of receivers on some rosters. Don't nobody have a clue on who they are, but they know who this brother is. He had a good career in Seattle. And now he's with Pittsburgh. And this is a big dude doing his thing with $1 million contracts, doing
100,
his.
a 4 year, $132 million
Come on,
contract.
man, that's crazy money, crazy money. And then he got into it. Now this is the part that gets me. He had to walk over. It's 45 to 50,000 people in this stadium. He locks on to this one dude. DK is like 6'5", 6'6", 250, ain't nothing but muscle. And he walked over to this fan, who they maybe got a little history with. This fan is maybe like 155 pounds. This fan he had on like a green wig.
Yeah.
I mean, and he walked over to him and he grabbed him, pulled him down, said some choice words to him, and then kind of flipped them off a little bit, and then walked back over to the bench. But I noticed how far he had to walk to get to the bench. It's not like basketball and they like right behind you on the bench, and it's like all of a sudden this dude just getting on my nerves. Let me turn around and slap him like a Charles Barkley move. DK had to walk like 50 to 60 to 75 feet just to get back over to the parts of the bench where he was supposed to be. So that means he had to take himself all the way over there where that fan was. And then the other thing I noticed, Fats, is that none of his teammates stopped him.
Nope.
Nobody pulled it. Nah, my brother, you can't go over there. No. So that tells me something possibly about what his relationship is and what people think. And like I said, he's a big dude. So if he got his mind made up on stupid,
He gonna,
we're right.
He gonna be
We
stupid.
just gonna let him be stupid. And like you said, he has so much to lose. And I saw the fan at the DK flipped him off and turned around and walked away. The dude held his hands up in victory.
Yep, because he won.
Because he just won. And we talk about manhood, and I heard you say some things about manhood, and we talked about it before, about having emotional discipline. Emotional discipline. This brother DK got everything, and maybe not everything to lose, but he got something to lose, and he has time to lose. He got suspended 2 games.
Yes.
He got 2. The video is playing over and over again, all because he just could not walk away. And if he could have just walked away, so many things would have changed for him this week. Uh, um, because the dude filed. Did you see the video when the dude lawyered up with his lawyer?
You know he's gonna lawyer up. That's the
Yeah.
plan. That was his major come up. He lawyered up. So all he had to do, DK Metcalf had I call selective hearing. Everything said to you ain't meant to be for you.
Say it again, brother. Now you're getting deep. He didn't sit down.
Everything said to you ain't meant to be for you.
Yeah.
That's selective hearing.
Selective hearing. So when we
Yeah.
talk about manhood, fellas, brother Fats is laying down some knowledge. And you know what I call this? You know what I call this, brother?
What you mean?
Wisdom.
Yes.
Wisdom.
Yes.
Because this is stuff they don't teach you in the books. I don't care what your grades are at school. I don't care what honor roll you might be on. At 20 years old, 17 years old, even if some of the people would have been pulling us aside to tell us, we might not have listened to it. But when you have life experiences and you make it through some storms and you make it through some stupidity, man, you get this thing called wisdom. And so my brother was just kicking some wisdom. You said selective hearing, everything. Say that again, because I got to.
Everything said to you ain't meant for you there.
So what? So how would that, if that was embedded in DK, what difference would that have made in this situation?
I'm gonna just say one thing. So just by you saying he walked over from his bench to go over to the stand, like you said about basketball, the players sits on the bench, the fans right behind basketball. DK Metcalf had to walk over to the drama. I'm gonna call it fan drama. The fan name to me is drama now.
Okay.
So he had to walk over to the drama.
Yeah.
So that's like walking over to a fight when you can walk from it. You ain't even got to hear it. It's like you said, 50,000 fans in the stands yelling, screaming, but you just heard that one fan. Have selective hearing, because it could have went way different. Instead of him making a good moment that they won, but the moment went to him distraction.
Yeah. And so DK is winning. In fact, Pittsburgh Steelers was winning the game too. So this man is winning by living his dream. He making millions of dollars. He providing for his family. He in the league. He's avoiding. Now remember, people just think people in the NFL, they just in the NFL. Man, these boys got to work hard. They got to be scouted out. They got to avoid injuries. They got to actually get drafted. They got to have somebody who can throw the ball to them. They got to have the opportunity, and they got to take advantage of the opportunity. And here this man is, man, he winning. Like the people sitting at home, they would love to be in his shoes.
Yep.
You know, he winning. That fan would love to be in his shoes. In fact, DK get paid to be in the stadium. The fan had to pay to be in the stadium.
Right.
Come on, man. Come on. What we doing here? And then we justify. I'm watching men justify his, like, we just can't say, man, you was wrong. And maybe that's part of the problem. Nobody wants to just tell somebody, man, you was just wrong, brother. But I like Mike Tomlin said, hey, I don't condone his actions, but we support our brother. See, I can say DK, because it ain't like they was walking on the streets and the man was pointing, and DK got his wife, DK got his kids, and now he has to, defend his family. He has to protect,
Right.
was he this ain't that. And people making it seem like this. So he not only did he get suspended for 2 games, which was $555,000. That's like $500,000 for like 2 games.
Right.
$555,000. You know how many years I gotta work
to get to that.
to get $555,000. Wait, is that even the right number? It might be in the millions. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was a lot. And then to top it off, because he got suspended, this is where we talk about emotional discipline. There's a clause in his contract that there's a guarantee of $45 million that he would get. But because he got suspended, it's not that he can't get the $45 million. It was a given if he didn't get suspended. Now it's something that got to be negotiated. So now the team can decide, we're not going to give it to you, or we're going to knock that down to 25 million, to 10 million, to 0 million, and so now, and then the fan is holding press conferences.
Yeah. The fan game. The
He-
fan game. Now the
he
fan,
gaining.
he winning off Metcalf. Unfortunate. The fan is winning. And the fan was in the wrong, but at the same time, Metcalf was in the wrong for going over there.
And it's about choices.
It's by choice.
Man, we got to make better choices. And I listened to the fan with his lawyer, and the lawyer was like, oh no, the fan actually started to speak. I was surprised. I've been sat in a lot of federal courtrooms, and I listened to testimonies and things like that. And I heard the fan say, look, I was doing what's in my rights to do. I didn't call him the N-word. I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And then he talked about that, when you said that, I said this. When you said I said the N-word, the fan said that, I started getting death threats. That's what he said. He said, now I'm getting death threats, and now my family's safety is at stake. That's what he said. And I just want you to apologize and come out and tell the people that's not what I said. And I'm having problems. I'm emotional and I can't sleep. And I'm sitting there watching him plant the seed for this thing called slander. Because you said I said something that I didn't, and it's causing me a lot of anguish and anxiety, and it's putting my family in safety. And I'm watching him already plant the seed, and when you hit me for assault, and so now, you know, DK not only is just losing money from suspensions and everything else, now he got a lawyer up. You still got to pay the lawyer, and it don't matter how much you got wasted money. Nobody wants to waste their money on stuff. And so now he has to lawyer up. Now he has to feel bad for his team because they still in some playoff race atmosphere. And DK is a major dude on their squad. And so you got old man Rogers that you ain't really got no other real name brand receivers on the squad. And now you sitting on the you can't even sit on the bench. You're not even allowed on the field because you couldn't make a better choice and have emotional discipline. And like Fat said, selective hearing. What you say? You forget.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
old.
he get old. He said something like selective hearing. Everything that's said to you is not meant for you. Sometimes we gotta learn to keep it moving. You know how for 23 years a federal officer, y'all know how many brothers sitting in jail because they didn't like what somebody said. You know how many lives have been changed because I don't like what you said. You know how many careers have been toppled, how much talent has been unused and untapped because I didn't like what somebody said. And not that they were threatening and to beat me up, and not that it was going to harm me, hurt me. My feelings was hurt.
It's like self-control.
Self-control.
Controlling anger instead of lashing out.
A lack of emotional discipline. And I'm gonna hit you with this thing, and I always work with my clients on this emotional discipline thing because I think it's like really, really important. And we can be happy, but we always have an issue with how we deal with our anger, and we justify using our anger in derogatory ways and in destructive ways. But we can also flip the script on that anger. DK could have flipped the script and walked all the way over to the other side of the bench. He would not have heard that dude, not have seen that dude, and he would have taken the power back by silence. See, manhood is not about anybody can beat somebody down, But I heard Spider-Man on Spider-Man Uncle Ben told Peter Parker. He said, just because you can beat somebody up, don't mean you should beat somebody up.
Strength is shown through restraint, not aggression.
Say it again, brother.
Strength is shown through restraint and not aggression.
Strength
to walk away
is shown through say it again.
Strength is often shown through restraint and not aggression.
Yeah, strength is shown by restraint and not aggression. Boy, you're kicking knowledge. You're kicking wisdom right now. So I picked a man becomes a slave to anything he can't walk away from. This goes for pleasure. This goes for women. This goes for bad habits. Conquer yourself first, brothers. Word to the wise. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying, you can get in the ring and beat somebody up. There's a place for beating somebody up. If you like beating people up, you will. Like these dudes playing football, they like running into another person head on. I mean, that's a different type of. I played football for like a half a pass until I got hit.
I played it
at
for one
practice.
practice.
Right.
For one practice.
Yeah, everybody ain't made for that type of lifestyle. So it's someplace for you. But a man becomes a slave to anything he can't walk away from. This goes for pleasure, women, bad habits. Conquer yourself first, brothers. That's what we're talking about. What is really this manhood thing about? Discipline, self-control, good choices. Good choices. Now we're gonna flip to another hot topic because that's what we do. And my man Fats, we was talking. I remember when he asked me to come on the show, it was something going on in the college football world that 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 caught his attention, that caught his ire. He said, "Man, you should talk about that on the show." Man, talk to the people, tell them what it is that rubbed you the wrong way, and you felt it was a good topic about this manhood thing.
About the Michigan coach. we always look at what we can gain from a situation, but we never look at what we lose from the situation.
Mm.
So the Michigan coach, everybody know the situation. I don't know the Michigan coaching name because I don't really follow Michigan
Yeah,
basketball.
Sharon Moore. Yeah,
Right,
his name's
Sharon
Sharon
Moore.
Moore. Yes, sir.
Once again, he got famous on doing something that he could have walked away from.
Walked away from.
So
Wait. Walk away.
that it still pops up. Walk away from it. He trying to gain, and he had more to lose than the we call it Snow Bunny had to gain.
Snow bunnies.
So he want he want to get he looking at, oh, I got this, and he lost, losing everything, lost everything.
So you saying that as a man, when you working on yourself, and brothers, we are under construction. We understand that none of us are perfect. We are all flawed in some way, shape, fashion, or form. But as a man, like if you could have got to coach more before everything hit the fan, man to man, iron sharp as iron, man. What you think you might have told him? What advice would you give him?
Stay focused. Stay with his home.
Stay at home.
Stay at home.
Yeah, stay at home.
You going outside. You going outside thinking you gaining something, but you lose. You lost everything.
So you saying love the one woman?
Yeah.
You mean just be devoted to your wife?
To your wife only.
You talking about just raise your family?
Raise your family, your kids. You had a $60 million contract.
You talking about? I mean, but he a man.
Yeah, I know he a man.
I mean, but it's women out there.
Yeah, he a man with a case now. He a man with a case now.
Man,
he lost everything.
This Sharon Moore thing. Let me break it down for you all, for those who may not be real familiar with the story, and just and when I break it down, I try to go a little bit deeper into some of the nuances of it. That's like with DK Metcalf, he had to walk over to the dude. He had, in fact, it becomes premeditated when you have to walk as far as he walked to get to the dude. So I can guarantee you, his attorney is going to say, Your Honor, this was a premeditated thing. The fan was just being a fan. The fan was just yelling like all the other fans were. This is which elevates the offense, which will elevate the amount that they're going to ask for, which elevates all the drama that DK got to deal with. Only thing that he should be elevating on is the football field, catching passes, and making a case for himself when it's contract negotiation time. But here this Coach Moore, Michigan, he was the Michigan's coach, the first African American male to ever be a coach of the Michigan football team. And I think he got it somewhere around 2018, 2019. He got elevated, but he came in, he got hired by them somewhere around 2018 or something like that. But he came in as a tight end. He was a tight end coach. He moved up to coordinator. And he recently got promoted when Jim Harbaugh, who now coaching the San Diego Chargers, there was some stuff going on there with Michigan, and Coach Harbaugh gave him the stamp of approval. And so the brother was on the come up, and he wasn't just given the job because, just because Harbaugh gave him the stamp of approval. He was good at what he was doing. I mean, he was good at it. And so he was given the opportunity, and he was taking advantage of the opportunity. But man, but the devil is in the details, bro. That's what I like to say. The devil is in the detail. So when Fat say be focused, when Fat say, and in all the cases, this is where, where, brothers, where are you supposed to be? If I could just leave it there, where are you supposed to be? You ain't supposed to be in jail. You ain't supposed to be on no corners. You ain't supposed. Where was Coach Moore supposed to be? Where was DK? He was supposed to be on the bench.
At his job.
At his job, doing his job on the bench. That's where he was supposed to be. But he all the way over here with some fan dude. So, Sharon, let me just break it down a little bit. So the reason this got kind of nasty, the devil is in the details, because the girl that's in question, the Snow Bunny, like you said, the Snow Bunny, but he's married.
Mhm.
to a snow bunny. So it's not like, just so he got one already at home. So if this is your preference, there's nothing wrong. We ain't down into racial relationships. Don't write the show. Don't come here.
No.
Don't pick it. Don't protest outside. That is not what we saying. But we saying if you like what you like,
Right.
and if that's what you like, you got one at the crib, and you got one at the crib with 3 kids. Now you already know. And we got to break it down, fellas. This why you have to have the discipline that Fats was talking about. T.I. had this album out years ago called Paper Trail. Now I want you all to take a look at what this brother did. When he got promoted, he doubled her salary. And this is dip.
Yep.
This is side piece. He doubled her salary.
She was making 55.
And then he promoted her to his executive assistant. All right. It gets even deeper.
Mm-hmm.
It's something about, and I don't know, I ain't heard what he said. I'm just telling you what's out there. Because he ain't said nothing and DK ain't said nothing. So we ain't even got this side of the story to see. But they said that there was something about her possibly being pregnant. Because remember, he got arrested. Something about he door dashed a Plan B pill to her at her crib so she can take the pill. Yes, it gets kind of crazy.
Okay.
Door dashed. Like, you don't even bring it over. You don't even sit with me. Talk.
You didn't put in a drink.
Right. Brother, you don't slip it in. We're not advocating.
We're not saying do that. Trust me, guys.
We're doing that. But we done seen some things, we've been through some things, and people can get desperate, sometimes. But he didn't even come down and say, "Hey, babe, I know this is hard for you, man. I'm so sorry. We knew what we was getting into, so I got this pill for you. I'm gonna sit here with you, man. We gonna go through this together. We gonna make it through it. He didn't even play the role.
Oh.
He door dashed it over there.
He had more money than time.
I mean, right. Come on. He had more money than time. So she's sitting there salty, like, wait, I'm having your baby. And the emotions change, Fat. I know you can't talk to we don't want to say too much to incriminate ourselves, for the people watching at home. But he but you know what I'm saying? But this is the emotions that come in, like we pregnant, we've been doing this, we've been in this for now they was kicking it before he even became the head coach.
Right.
So this just didn't start when he was the head coach. They was kicking it for a while. Paper trail, DoorDash. I got the text. She kept the receipts, and this is, R. Kelly, and I ain't gonna really go into the R. Kelly, but R. Kelly and Jay-Z did a song, they did an album together a long time ago. It was called The Best of Both Worlds. Yeah. The streets know about it. It wasn't hot on the charts, but the streets knew about it. And they had this song on there called The Power of the P, letter that ends with Y. They said that's why every brother in the hood dress sharp and acts fly.
Yes, sir. I remember
That's why they try to cop the best rides for the power of the P, letter that ends in Y. I mean, the power of it. Now, this is not. That's not new. Like we're not knocking them, but what we saying? No, we are kind of knocking them. But we saying you have to learn from, man. Can you learn from Adam? I mean, for all my biblical people out there, I mean, he was chilling, minding his own business, and then he was this woman named Eve, butt naked. Remember, they didn't have clothes there, butt naked
with a leaf. That's it.
With a leaf, talking about some. Can you bite of this? And he took the bait. Change everybody's life. Because we all be walking around butt naked right now. Wouldn't be no intellectual radio. We wouldn't need no job. We just have something to do in the Garden of Eve.
Yes,
living in paradise. Garden of Eden. But man, we can go to Samson, for all my biblical people. We go to Samson, all the hair. My power's in it, but she started stroking his head. She started whining and dying. And next thing you know, all his secrets were spilled out. I mean, we could just go. I mean, it's something about women when God made woman. Ask David. When he saw Bathsheba taking the bath, butt naked, lost his mind. We can go to presidents. I mean, presidents have fallen and been impeached. Clinton was impeached. Having relations with Monica
Relation.
Lewinsky. I mean, we didn't see Shannon Sharp
Shannon Sharp.
just bit the dust.
The list goes on and on.
The list goes on and on
Suspect
and
time.
on. Brothers, when we gonna get the message? So now he got the paper trail, and now it's something about he's threatening her that because now she don't know if she want to take the pill, and so you know what she do? Remember, brother, you Snow Bunny with power.
She went and talked to them.
She went and talked to the people, and everything hit the fan. So now his mug shot is up. They come and arrest him. I mean, he already in violation
Mm-hmm.
in the world anyway because of a lot of people in the world don't like these mixed marriages and stuff. You know, and so now he already suspect, and so they coming in to scoop him up, and now everything is lost because of choices. And you know what? And I even go this far. Jail. I felt sorry for the brother. Now I don't condone his behavior, but I felt sorry for him because they was gonna let him out of jail. Where was he gonna have to go when he got out of jail?
Home. Where he should have been in the
Ho-
first place.
Home. He gotta go home. And I'd be like, just leave me in here.
Because you're gonna get worse.
Just leave me in here. You want to post bond? You want to post bed? Nope.
I'm cool.
Nope.
In fact,
You
you need
know,
a whole.
right? Apparently she ain't came up there to post it for him. Mm-mm. I'm just gonna stay here until to my trial, to my time.
Keep continuing to try.
Right?
Keep continuing.
Hey, can we just continue this trial? No, Your Honor, I stay. You want us to let you out? No, Your Honor, no, I'm good. Like on my cousin Vinny, he was like, I'll just stay in jail this night. So discipline, man. So what can a young player learn? What are your takes on this thing? Because it's been around for years. It's gonna be around. What get some wisdom to these brothers on what you were saying about this topic.
My topic is my take on it is just like I said, stay at home. I mean, you got more to lose than the game when you look at the overall picture. Everything that's good that look good to you ain't good for you. So you'll lose more than you'll gain in the long run. Then you sitting at the bottom thinking I should have stayed at home, I should have did this instead of you doing it in the first place.
Yeah, we talked about choices, man, and manhood. Real manhood is about doing your best to make disciplined choices. It's not the choices, and it might not be a sexy choice. Walking away ain't always a sexy choice. Saying no to somebody that you attracted to that's throwing it at you. It ain't always the sexy choice, but
It's the
but
right one.
but the right choice. Men make the best choices for themselves and for their families and for those around them. And so you have to weigh the cost. You have to sit down and take a look at what what do I have to lose? What do I gain? What do I have to lose? Men always talk about making money. Got to get this money, got to get this money. Well, if the choice that you're gonna make has any percentage to it of you losing almost everything, then that should be an easy choice. Brothers, we got to make better choices. We got time, we got talents, we have opportunities, but what are the choices that you are making for your life and for your family? And so keep that in mind. With this manhood, thing, because it's not much of a man if you end up sitting behind bars. It's not. Think of how he was feeling as a man. Everything that pumped him up about the man and when he was with the young lady or the assistant that he elevated. Now, not only does he have to deal with the media, not only did he lose a job, but let's talk a little. Man, we could talk about his future.
Yes.
I mean, he didn't just lose. He will probably never coach again. There's a possibility he will never have a coaching job again because he just wasn't sucking at Michigan. He just wasn't not winning the Big Ten.
his action costs a lot of things. I just read that like almost 25 players on the Michigan team is not going to play in the bowl. They're supposed to play in the bowl. So his actions, what he did, has a ripple effect.
Yeah, ripple effect. And so the next school, like if he would have just gotten fired because Michigan was bad, not winning the Big Ten, not going to the college football playoffs, somebody, even if it's a smaller school, we'll hire you because of your big time experience to come in and work at our school. Now they got to determine if he got character flaws.
Right.
You know,
Because his action, you got to think of this ain't the first time this happened either. You got to think of the Boston Celtics with that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Udoka.
yep.
That ain't the first time happened. I mean, it's after you do some, your action afterwards count too. Because Udoka did the same thing. Now he did it. He faded back. Now he's back coaching with I want to say
Oh, he with Houston.
he with Houston.
Yeah.
So he got another coaching job. Now Moore, after it happened, he go over to the young lady house and did all this and say, "I want to kill myself to another." So now they question your mental state now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not gonna be able to coach no more because because your mental state is good.
Yeah, these are all issues that we struggle with and with our definitions of manhood. But we started off by saying, I think we you don't become a man when you get a good job. You don't become a man when you making six figures or more. You don't become a man when you get the hottest car, the biggest house. You don't become a man, when you are able to sleep with the finest women, the dimes, or you got a certain amount of women that you've slept with, or that all that stuff don't make you a man.
LL Cool J say something. He say, "Man make the money, money don't make the man."
Man make the money, money don't make the man. And so the quickest way to lose what you got, and we look at DK, we'll look at Coach Moore. We got $1 million men making minimum wage decisions.
Yep.
$1 million men making minimum wage decisions. And so for everybody who like, yeah, I would have did the same thing. You ain't even got $1 million at stake to lose. So it's okay if you want to make that decision. Minimum wage dudes do minimum wage things. But $1 million men making minimum wage decisions, they don't go hand in hand. And we see time after time again, men, men, men losing. Oh, and to check the other thing with now there's a clause in Michigan's in the contract in their HR policy that says that uh, uh, the one that has the power, they can't initiate a relationship
Right.
with a subordinate, but the subordinate can initiate the relationship with you. Now get the did you hear that? Did you set up move? All right, all right, all right. He can't initiate it, but she can holler at him. Now, if they decide to kick it, what's supposed to happen? You got to let the bosses in charge know.
No. Yep.
But guess what? When you in the wrong, when all these clues are coming to you, now if you decide to kick it with it, you got to come and let us know. He couldn't let them know because he married.
Because he married. And they came to him and he denied it.
So
he denied it. They believed him. She said, "Yep, here go the paperwork. Here go the receipts."
take the out, fellas. Even when we imperfect, even when you lacking, when we lacking in judgment sometimes, and we all do. Man, there's an out clause that you can take, and take that out clause. Get out of Dodge. Don't make a bad situation worse. And then I mean, he was so whipped. And look, we done all been there in one way, shape, fashion, form. That she lived in the same complex at one point that some of the players lived
Yep.
in. So it's like all the players knew he was hitting it. And you think it's not gonna leak out somewhere sooner or later. I mean, he did. He made so many errors. Like who was? I mean, if you gonna do wrong, can't you do it better than that? That's like just asking to be caught. And I've seen bad criminals. 23 years working with the Fed. This is like some really stupid criminals, but I mean, but brother, you leaving paper trails, you doing everything out there. It's like you doing it so big, you might as well have just told the missus, I'm out.
Out.
This is sunshine. Kiss the kids. I'm not coming
I'm not
home
coming home
tomorrow,
to
right?
all night.
and just go ahead on. Then tell the bosses, hey, I'm divorcing. I'm with Susie Q. I'm with Karen, and we're gonna do this thing, and we're gonna do it big. He still have his job. He still have his pride. He still have his dignity. And so, from a mental health standpoint, and this brings me to another one of our sponsors is Concepts Outside Ordinary Limits, which is cool. Black-owned therapist, 708-405-9569. If mental health is a concern, you want to improve your mental wellness, feel free. 708-405-9569. We take insurances, we take cash, and we here helping people be better. Yeah, but from a mental health standpoint, you always wonder, what is it with the egos that we have? What is it with the mindsets that we have that we need to get someplace else to boost us up? So we got the job, we got the notoriety. You the head football coach. You already the man on campus. You the man on campus, and so you making millions of dollars. You got a nice car. What is it about your past? What is it about maybe some trauma? Maybe what is it about that little boy within that keeps telling you what I got ain't enough? Oh, that's deep. What's going on there? And I can't find the answer in myself all by myself. When we talk about mental health matters for men, man, getting help, sitting down, talking to somebody about things helps you weed out and maybe go a better path on this thing called life, this journey called life. That's why mental health matters for men. So we see the blueprint of how to go to jail, but we still end up living a go to jail lifestyle. We see the blueprint on how to get killed, but we still end up living that lifestyle. We see how to lose it all, for a little bit of a good time, for a moment. Everything that you work for, all the hard work, the years that you put in, gone just for some pleasure. Man, what are we really looking for as men? And so, you know, think about that. Do a self-evaluation and get therapy. It don't have to last for a long time. Big misconception is therapy got to last for a long time. It means you crazy. It means you hearing voices. It means you depressed. That ain't what it's all about. The guys I see, I got several people. None of them fit that description. Man, they just trying to navigate this thing called life. And so, and how to make better choices to elevate you. So, Fats, in closing, anything you want to say in closing, brother?
No, just men, just swallow that pride sometime. Swallow that pride, swallow that ego. You ain't got to be the big man on campus all the time. It's okay to take the back seat sometime. It's okay to be here to see another day, be home with your family, and enjoy life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And to all my older guys out there, man, find you a young dude to mentor. Find you somebody, build a relationship with them so that when they be going through these things, you can come in and give them some wisdom. They can't read about it in a book. They ain't gonna see it over here. They got to sit down and talk to somebody. What was you about to say?
That's one thing that men don't do though, Will. And I was
What's
gonna say
that?
that women, they talk to each other. Best girlfriend, they'll tell each other everything. But men and men, we could be going through so much. We could be going through so much. And your best friend will ask you, Joe, you good? Yeah, man, I'm good. Joe, I'm good. I'm everything good. You can be going through a lot. All you gotta do is talk about it. Find you a friend that you trust. Or like Will said, therapy. Go to therapy.
Yeah. Who you rolling with? Who's your tribe? Your tribe determines your vibe. So that's it for this show. I want to thank everybody for listening. This thing called Manhood. We're gonna be out next week, but we'll be back the following week. Got a really hot show for you all then. But I want to leave you with what I leave you with all the time. First of all, have a safe new year. Make good choices. I want to thank my brother Fats for coming in and talk about this thing called manhood. But the thing I'm gonna leave you with, It's what I leave you with every single week. Also, I want to thank you for tuning in to IntellectualRadio.com. That's where we do it. You got to be an intellect to listen to what we got going on these shows. Got to be intellectual. W.E.B. Du Bois said it best. There's no stronger force known to the world than a man determined to rise. Wanda B, take me out. Play my theme music. This is Will Smith, The Will Smith Show. We talking cool. IntellectualRadio.com. And we out. Happy New Year.
Saw it straight from the beginning. We winning, we winning, we winning. Pulling up in every city. Stop, top, we did it. Remember they ain't wanna listen.